Today is Wellness Wednesday, a day dedicated to taking care of your mind and body so you can stay happy and healthy. So it's really fitting that today also happens to be National Self-Care Day, a time when people are encouraged to prioritize themselves and make it a habit. And we're taking a look at how you all say you practice your own self-care. So we're going to run through some of those responses now. All right, we have Miss Eileen who says, I pray every morning. I do my yoga, and mid-morning I read a book and it relaxes me before I jump on social media. Okay, Miss Eileen, I love it. You have a whole morning routine that's gonna get you right and ready to go. All right, next up we have another viewer here. This is Teresa from Winsboro. Good morning. She says, my self-care is working out for 30 minutes every morning, eating my Cheerios and working in my yard. I love that you have your snack ready to go, but I hear that working out in the morning really does help you start your day off right. We have another viewer here who says, good morning. My self-care is protecting my peace. I love this. This is Coley of Irmo. Yes, we got to protect the peace, all right? We've got Carolyn from Camden who says, oh, she called me and Daniel the dynamic duo. I appreciate you, Miss Carolyn. She says, my mother and I exercise every day, and during her nap time to keep my mind sharp, I read the Bible and do mind puzzles. Oh, that is so good. Got to keep that mind going. All right, and then we got Desmond. Hey, Desmond. He says, my self-care is meditation with soft gospel music or a massage with a friend. Oh, I love all of this. It is so good to see that you all at home are practicing self-care. And this morning I am joined by professional counselor Justina Smalls from Everyday Wellness, and she is going to give us her expert insight on this topic. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so we've been chatting a little bit in the break. Love Justina, and I'd love to get your thoughts on why is self-care so important?
Well, I think self-care is important for several reasons, but before I answer that, when I ask my clients what their self-care routine is, they often are stumped or puzzled because they think it's some grand or extravagant thing that they have to plan out, international trips, day at the spa, and self-care is just simple, and it helps that if you don't integrate self-care, you will literally not function, right? Mind, body, spirit is all connected together.
That's so good. And thank you for talking about the fact that it doesn't have to be this grand thing.
No.
And I believe that misconception as well. And so that leads me into my next question. What are some ways that we can practice self-care? We heard some from our viewers at home. What are some other ways that we can do that?
I think what you said earlier, Whitney, when you said that self-care looks different for everyone, right? That's the beauty of being an individual. And so I think for me, I like lawn care, right? But it could be a long, hot bath. People minimize the pleasure of sitting on a sofa and having long conversations with your friend. That extra time in the shower, right? Like, self-care looks different. I cannot say what it should be for you, but the important part is to make sure that we take time to step away from the chaos and the busy schedules and find out what brings us joy. And I ask my clients, like, if you don't make time for you, then who will?
Wow, that honestly, you are speaking to me right now, and that's so important. We have to make time for ourselves because we can't get so caught up in the busyness and the craziness of life. Now, I would love for you to help clear up this misconception that's out there, okay? All right, you ready? So a lot of times we hear that self-care is selfish, right? There is this idea that if you take time out for yourself, you are taking away time from others, or that you're being selfish. And I really feel like this is for a lot of my friends who are new moms, feel like they don't have the time to practice that self-care because they're doing something wrong, or even just everyday folks, like just feeling like the idea of practicing self-care means that you are caring too much about yourself. So can you clear up the idea that self-care is selfish?
That is really good, right? Because I was on that. So someone said, I think Ayana, she says that it's not selfish, it's self-full, right? And so, you know the adage that says, we're pouring from an empty cup, right? And so we've updated that now. And so if you would keep your cup upright and you pour into yourself so much by putting yourself first, that it overflows and you become a better mom, partner, employee, sister, whoever, right? And so whatever comes out of the cup belongs to everyone else. And even when you don't have the energy to give, your cup remains full. And so that's why we have to take care of ourselves first.
That is so good, because I've heard that before, right? You can't pour from an empty cup, or your car can't go if it's on E. And a lot of times I think because we don't prioritize self-care, just because again, we have so much going on in life, it's like trying to drive a car on E. And so I love that you said that.
And when you pour from an empty cup or a half cup, you're not giving your best, right? You're not giving your best. You come in half exhausted as a parent, or not really listening in to your spouse or friend or whatever. And that's why the cup has to stay upright.
Oh, you are dropping some wisdom this morning. Okay, so I would love to talk to you so much more about this topic and just counseling in general and life in general, but we are on a time limit. So for all of my friends who would love to reach out to you or our friends at Everyday Wellness, how can they reach you?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at journeytohealing_consulting. You can find us on everydayWellness-sc.com, and our call out office at 803 I forgot 888 6714, and you can find us, talk to our services there.